Now, US President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping held a bilateral meeting in California yesterday, and we have a big statement that is coming in from US President Joe Biden's side after having the bilateral with Xi Jinping. Now, Joe Biden has said that, and I quote, that President Xi Jinping and I have tasked our teams to maintain a policy and law enforcement coordination going forward to make sure it works. Secondly, and this is critically important, we reassuming military to military contacts, direct contacts. So we're back to direct, open, clear, direct communications on a direct basis. Vital miscalculations on either side can cause real trouble with a country like China or any other major country. So I think we've made real progress there as well. So this is the statement coming in from US President Joe Biden. Let's listen in.
And I appreciate President Xi's commitment on this issue. President Xi and I tasked our teams to maintain a policy and law enforcement coordination going forward to make sure it works. I also want to thank the bipartisan congressional delegation to China, led by Leader Schumer, in October for supporting this effort so strongly. Secondly, and this is critically important, we're reassuming military to military contacts, direct contacts. As a lot of you press know, follow this, that's been cut off, and it's been very worrisome. That's how accidents happen, misunderstandings. So we're back to direct, open, clear, direct communications on a direct basis. Vital miscalculations on either side can cause real trouble with a country like China or any other major country, and so I think we're made real progress there as well.
And CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha is joining us on this story. Abhishek, a very good morning to you. So a very key statement has been made by US President Joe Biden in which he's emphasizing that US is now back to direct communication with China, and he's also saying that they've made real progress in the meeting that was held between the two presidents.
Oh, well, exactly, actually, because the meeting and the outcome, which is being characterized as very important by Biden himself, also it was significant in the sense that there has been, in the recent past, there has been some differences between the two sides militarily, especially in the region which is at a very sensitive zone, especially in the Taiwan Strait and other parts of South China Sea, where apparently Chinese side did not take up the hotline call that is already established between the two sides. So that indicated that there is a huge differences between the two sides, and the latest meeting that the two leaders have had right now is certainly going to bridge that gap, bridge that confusion, and whenever there is differences, at least there will be some kind of conversation between the two sides that is now an option. And this is what Biden has also underlined. Also, this is the only second meeting that has happened between the two leaders since Biden took over as president of USA. In 2021, he has also met Chinese president during Bali summit, Bali G20 summit, and this is the second time they have met. The possibility of that meeting was also there during the G20 summit in Delhi, but President Xi Jinping did not travel to Delhi. So, USA side was keen on having a meeting with President Xi Jinping at an earliest opportunity, and this APEC summit, a leadership summit, provided that, where the two sides have closed some of the differences that has been going on between the two sides, and also how constructively they can engage on various issues like climate change, like strategic differences, military issues, and also economic and trade issues.
All right, Abhishek, please stay with us. And now let's shift our focus to what the Chinese President Xi Jinping had to say after the bilateral meeting with US President Joe Biden. Now, Chinese President Xi Jinping stressed his firm belief in a promising future of China-US relations and said that for two large countries like China and the United States, turning their backs on each other is not an option. So after Biden, strong statement was made by Chinese President Xi Jinping on the US-China ties. We have Abhishek Jha with us. Abhishek, what does the strengthening of ties between China and US mean for the world?
Well, these two nations are currently the biggest economic powers and military emerging powers also. So China has not flex its muscle at a world stage in any confrontation, military confrontation. But the world knows that China, for decades, have prepared a very strong military power in all its wings, like aerial power or naval wing. That has yet to be tested, but still, the U.S. military might in the region is being increasingly contested by the Chinese side. We have seen multiple occasions when U.S. planes have brushed past Chinese plane in South China Sea. There have been occasions when Chinese naval assets were, trying to dominate the naval assets of Philippines or other coastal countries which are close in South China Sea. So these are the dominations of China militarily, which is was being a worrisome thing for USA. And in that context, the military link between the two sides to have a conversation on these issues was very important. Chinese side, what the Chinese side has underlined the fact that they do not want any scheme to suppress or contain China. And this is what the Chinese side's, very cryptic message to the US is, where we have seen US trying to contain China economically, bringing too many, curbs, too many duties. Also, US is trying to create some sort of groupings by of the countries in South China Sea, especially Quad. That is also seeing a multilateral organization that would eventually try to contain the dominance of China in that region. So there are some issues that US has been trying to build for a future course that will contain China economically, militarily, and strategically at the world stage. And this is what Chinese side has expressed their reservation, that they do not want any scheme from the USA that would contain or suppress China.